Without the right control measures in place, breathing in dust that contains crystalline silica can lead to chronic disease and cancer. The action you take today could save your life. In this video, we'll explain what crystalline silica is and ways you and your workmates can work safely with Cemintel products. What is crystalline silica? Crystalline silica is found naturally in stone, rocks, sand, gravel and clay. These natural products are used to make fibre cement. When these materials are processed or disturbed during cutting or drilling, they can generate fine silica dust that's known as Respirable Crystalline Silica, or RCS. RCS particles are 100 times smaller than a grain of sand, so you could be breathing them in on site without knowing it. These small particles get caught deep in your lungs, and your body is unable to get rid of them. Prolonged or significant uncontrolled exposure to RCS dust can lead to a disease called silicosis, which is an incurable lung disease that gets worse over time. If you're a smoker or have an existing respiratory condition, you may be at greater risk of harm. Be prepared. If you use the correct equipment, fibre cement is safe to use, and it's easy to prepare to protect yourself and others. It's all in your swims. PPE and controls must be put in place when working with Cemintel products. Have a disposable P2 mask or half-face respirator available. You must be clean-shaven and have the mask properly fit-checked. Remember how small the particles are, so if the mask has not got a seal, the dust can get in. Remember to replace masks and filter components regularly, as they become ineffective over time. Refer to the manufacturer's instructions for use. To protect yourself from other hazards when cutting or drilling into Cemintel products, make sure you also use impact-rated eye protection, hearing protection, and gloves. Even if you have a properly fitted P2 respirator, it's not enough to protect others from exposure when cutting. Where there's a risk of exposure to RCS, speak with any other trade working in your direct area. Ask that they wear a P2 respirator or leave the immediate area while you're doing your work. Cutting and drilling into Cemintel products. Always cut outdoors in a well-ventilated area, and only cut if you have an on-tool extraction device fitted with an M or H class HEPA filter. Use a plunge saw with a specifically designed fibre cement blade. When cutting, stand upwind on the enclosed side of the saw shroud. Windy conditions stir up extra dust particles, so be aware of who else is working in your environment. When drilling outdoors or in an enclosed space, only use a drill with an on-tool extraction device and ensure there's enough ventilation. Cleaning up. Offcuts should be disposed of as trade waste. Never dry sweep because it generates dust. Use a vacuum with an M or H class HEPA filter, or wet the dust first before sweeping up. If you're using a vacuum to clean up or an on-tool extraction device, make sure you clean the M or H class HEPA filter regularly, and more often when there's heavy dust exposure. Refer to the manufacturer's instructions for guidance. Place the wet dust or dust from the vacuum into a sealed bag, double bagging it for safety, and dispose of it as trade waste. Remember, never walk past. If it doesn't feel right, then speak up. That action could save a life. If you have any questions regarding RCS, please contact your supervisor or Cemintel for further information.